Okay, let's get started. My name's Mark O'Mara and I am an English teacher. I want to talk to you about three little words, okay. So, we all know how to say okay, and I'm guessing that as an English speaker you know that you use it to mean, things are good. They're not great, but they're okay. How you're feeling? I'm okay. And sometimes we mean okay to mean I agree. So, do you want a hamburger? Okay. So it's got a few meanings there, but it's also got a few spellings. People use three of them. Two of them are good, one of them is very rarely used and it's one you want to avoid, and actually all three of them you want to avoid in formal writing. So let's start with my preferred option here, which is OKAY. This is lowercase and I've missed a letter there, OKAY. That's a word and we would use it to say, I woke up and I was feeling okay. Another one that you can use is capital O, capital K. Now this is pretending that it's an acronym. An acronym is when we take some words and we just keep the first letter of each word and mush them together and keep the capital letters. MCG, NASA, what have you. OK, actually that form of OK comes from 1839. There was a fad in Boston and New York to, make kind of joke abbreviations of things. And one of them was OK for all correct. And of course correct starts with a C, but the joke being that the K makes that same sound. It's not a hilarious joke, but a certain amount of the language comes in. So it's perfectly acceptable to write my preferred one here, which is I'm feeling okay, which is a word, or I'm feeling okay, which is capitals. But the one that I would encourage you to avoid, and this is not used very much and dictionaries generally don't recognise this one, is little o, little k. That doesn't fly. It needs to be either, if you're just using O and K, they're capitals, otherwise you're spelling out the word, not a little o and a little k. If you want to see proof of this yourself, go to a service called Google Ngram, and I'll put the address across the bottom here, and type in OK, the word, OKAY, comma, capital O, capital K, comma, small o, small k, and search all the books. And what that does is it gives you a graph of which words are more popular at which times. And you can see how OK has become popular, but you'll also see that the two spellings that I've recommended, or the two formats I've recommended, are right up here, and that other one is right down here, which means not many people use it. Last thing I want to say is this. OK in all its forms is informal speech. It's fine for most types of story writing, it's fine for personal communication, it's fine for writing notes, that sort of thing. You shouldn't use it in formal communication. If you're using language to get people to take you seriously, you wouldn't say, the budget figures are okay. You would say the budget figures are satisfactory, they are stable, they are expected, they are, I'm trying to think of another word, but basically, they're satisfactory, they're reasonable. Okay belongs in the informal mode of speech. So we use informal modes when we're connecting person to person. It's what we do with our friends and family and stuff. And it's not bad English, but it's for that informal stuff. That's where you use okay. But if you're in a professional mode or an academic mode and you're writing in what we call the formal register of English, you're not going to be writing okay. So save it for informal speech. I personally recommend this one. You can also use this one, and the one that you really want to steer clear of is this one. So, okay, I guess it's time for me to finish.